Hey everybody, welcome back to day 2, Breakfast with Bob from the Challenge Championship. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by Master Spas, HOKA Fly Human Fly, deboer Wetsuits, the Outrigger Kona Resort and Spa, and of course our Challenged Athletes Foundation. My next guest, really one of our favorite guys around. He is a favorite to do well here. He's only finished, third, second, 11th. He pretty much owns this place. Mr. Freddy Funk joins us. How you doing, Freddy?
Good. Thanks, Bob. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. This is a big year for you. We're talking about coming here again and hopefully getting a win here. And then you're going to do your first long distance at Challenge Roth coming up in July.
Yeah, pretty excited for that. Big goals for this season. I think it's my second year now with the T100 tour.
Yes.
And I thought it's not challenging enough. I need to throw in my first long distance there as well.
Yeah. Well, and talk a little bit about the T100 because you did Singapore, you've done Dubai, Lake Las Vegas, Ibiza, London, San Francisco, and then Singapore again last year. Talk a little bit about the T100 tour and the level of competition that you guys are facing every week.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's just since COVID when the PTO came along with these races,
yes.
First the Canadian Open, European Open, US Open, and just with a lot of prize money, of course,
right.
as well, which brought the best athletes to one start line, not just once a year for the World Championship, but multiple times a year. And I think that's what makes the level generally even higher in the sport. And then, of course, it also helped Ironman to react for it.
Yes,
getting
and
the
Pro
series.
Series. Yep,
exactly. And the level of the sport has gone up insanely the last years.
It really has. I know when I was looking at the time splits for who to have on the show in Kona, there was a lot of folks who were 48-minute swims and 4-hour and 5-minute bike rides and 240 marathons. It's that used to be very rare. Now everybody's out there putting these times together. Is it because the level of competition? Is it because there's more money? There's the Challenge Series, T100, Ironman, 70.3. There's so many options.
Yeah, I think one leads to another. I think because maybe because there's more money in the sport,
yes.
Then more athletes can really fully focus on professional triathlon. And therefore the level has gone up, and
yes.
Because the level is higher, everyone else has to train even harder, be even more professionally, get their game to the next level to be competitive.
Right.
And that's just I think the nature of the sport, and I think COVID was probably just like a booster for it to happen, so it's happening even faster. And but we are now in the middle of it with the T100. I'm happy to be part of that,
yes.
And be part of these top 20 athletes racing all over the world.
Yes.
But it's definitely not easy.
No.
The level is insanely high, and it requires a lot physically, but also mentally, to be at the front of these races.
Yes.
It's a great challenge, and it challenges me every day in training, and that's why I love doing the sport professionally.
So you've been on the podium here, third twice and second last year. And there's only one other spot on the podium, right? There's not that many places. It's first place. What does it take for Freddy Funk to win this race?
It's like I just said, it doesn't get easier. So probably now to actually win the race, it requires a lot more, even to win the race last year, where I ended up second. And I, of course, hope I brought what it requires.
Yes.
I've trained well over the winter. I've been to an altitude training camp in Spain the last 3 weeks. Just came down yesterday. The race is in 2 days now. And I hope that also gives me a bit of a extra boost, of course, being back down here with a little more oxygen than I was used to the last 3 weeks. But of course, the main focus for the first half of the season lies on Challenge Roth. Of course, taking this race super seriously because I really want to finally win it. And I think that the shape is good.
Yes.
So yeah, let's see what happens on course.
And I don't think you have to worry about overheating at this one. It's going to be, the water's going to be cold, and the air is going to be cold as well. So it'll be an interesting day. So talk a little bit about Challenge Roth. Was that your first ever when you were a kid racing there?
Yeah, it was actually like the junior challenge. Was my first ever triathlon.
Right.
I was only 5 years old.
5 years old. But your parents' background is triathlon as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they were there. They were racing the longer race. Yeah, and they obviously signed me up for the race the day before. I think it's like 50 meters in pool or something, 2-3K on the bike, and like just running from transition straight into the finish line.
Yes.
But yeah, of course, it's that's where it all started.
Yes.
And yeah, since then, I've been in Roth a lot of times, racing either like the kids race or supporting my parents. And now the last years, like watching the professional race, being on the expo for my sponsors, like, like sponsor requirements, and I think it was about time I get on the start line myself.
And will your folks be racing as well? Are they going to watch you this time?
Yeah, I was actually like I prefer they support me there and on my
not
first
racing.
one. Like,
You sort of need that. So we're talking about this last year. You won Challenge Wales. You won 70.3 Swansea. Got second at another challenge event. 8th at I'm sorry. You're like, wait,
I didn't race challenge.
No. You last year you got second at the Challenge Champs here. We talked about 5th at T100, London, Ibiza, 10th at Vegas, and 7th in Dubai. But when people look at those numbers, it's like they don't quite get how deep the field is, right? When they see 5, 5, 10, 7. That's basically, it's a world championship field every time you go to the start line there.
Yeah, last year was actually my first year since 2019 where I haven't won a single race.
Yes.
But like performance-wise, it was the best I've ever had. I mean, I'm getting better year by year.
Yes.
So last year was obviously the best one.
So you look at that as better, because I look at 2023. You win.
Yeah.
You had like 1, 2. You had 3 wins. 3rd at the Challenge Championships here, 19th at PTO Open. But this last year, based on the level of fitness you had and the level of racing and the competition you went with, it was your best year.
Yeah, it was just like the nature of me doing only these high stacked races with like the whole T100 series, which happened the first time last year.
Right.
So I already had like 6 races there. And then obviously there's not so much time to do much more. I still managed to race here in Samorin, where I got, which was my like result-wise my best, with second place. But also here we have like it's the championship. You also have a really stacked field, and so it's not always about winning. Of course, I'm doing the sport for winning, to win the races, and I of course hope that I also will be able to win those big stacked fields. But yeah, like I said, it's not getting easier.
So 2022, you win Zelmzee, you win Challenge Walshy, and in that Zelmzee race, 2022, I think that was the race where you were 44 seconds down, 141 down after the swim, and then you had a good comeback to win that race.
Yeah, it's actually, I didn't. I'm living like 50K from there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a home race in the mountains. So it's really also my bike course with a big climb up there. So I really enjoyed that race. And then of course, I came down with a bit of a gap out of the swim, and then of course played my strength on the bike.
Yeah. Well, this bike course is perfect for you.
Yeah, it is
flat and fast.
Is perfect because it's super windy, and you've of course got the 20-meter draft rule, which plays into the cards.
It really does. That's something that makes a big difference here. That the fact that you can get away it's so hard to get away at the 70.3 distance because you guys are all sort of packed up, and it becomes tactical sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you see it more and more often at the races where the bike course is not that selective, and you've got the 12-meter draft rules, so you've got like the big groups forming, which is like hard to get away from, and then everyone is also running even quicker, so the run times are like getting insane. So if you're not able to run like a 107 in some of the races, then you can't win them. So so if you're a strong cyclist, I think you have to select your races carefully.
So for this race, the fact that it is 20 meters, you can get a gap. And in terms of the runners, I'm sure you've studied the field and know who you need to get away from. Who are the runners that you're concerned about?
I think on this course, because the bike course requires a lot. Everyone has to push their own power.
Right.
I'm not worried about the runners itself, but of course, like the strongest competition I think is Justus Nieschlag, who is also one of the other T100 contracted athletes racing here.
Right.
He also has the same coach as me, Dan Lorang. If he's had similar training, then he's definitely really fit as well.
Yes.
So I think he's the person to watch out for, and then there are some younger guys like Hannes Butters, who I think not many people have on their radars, but I think he will definitely lead the swim and probably most parts of the bike, and he's also one of my teammates from Team Adding Alcohol Frei.
Right.
So I think there we have a really like a strong three-man also with Florian Angert as well, who's also in the team, and he has won this race I think twice before.
Yes.
Then of course a lot of other strong guys like could count on the whole list. But in the end of the day, during the race, I'm not really like looking what the others are doing.
People.
Exactly, trying to focus on my own performance, which you can't do at every race anymore because it gets more tactical. But I think at this race, it's a race where you can really, if you bring out the best of yourself, you will get the best position possible.
Nice. And so for the rest of this season, it'll be all T100? And besides
Challenge Road,
yes,
maybe all T100, exactly.
Very cool. Well, best of luck here, and then have a great race, and we'll see you at Challenge Roth. That's going to be fun. Your inaugural experience. You can figure out, what do I eat? What do I drink? That's a long day, man.
Yeah, it's like being beginner all over again.
That's so cool. Freddy Funk has been our guest again. Breakfast with Bob, Day 2, Challenge Championship. Hold on. We will be right back.